Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to Rico Auto Industries Q1 FY23 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Vijay Gyanchandani from S. Anshul Technologies Private Limited. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Welcome to Rico Auto Industries Q1 FY23 earnings conference call. From the management, we have today Mr. Arvind Kapoor, Chairman, CEO and Managing Director, Mr. O.P. Agarwal, Chief Advisor, Mr. Surendra Singh, President and CEO, Mr. Rakesh Sharma, CFO, Mr. Sandeep Rajpal, Vice President Marketing, and Mr. B.M. Jam, Company Secretary. Now I request Mr. Arvind Kapoor to take us through the key remarks. After that, we can open up the floor for the Q&A session. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Good evening. My name is Arvind Kapoor, and I'm sitting here in the conference room of Rico with all my colleagues who are also here to take on any questions that might arise out of this meeting. But in general, we are happy, and the company is doing well this quarter. We have done better than whatever we had budgeted. I think we are about almost 6 to 7% higher than what we had budgeted for this quarter. And we are hoping that in this second quarter also we will be better than the budget that we had taken up. And the couple of reasons for this. Fortunately, the GDP is good, and the monsoon has been about 6% plus, and we are hoping with the festive season also around, we are hoping that the next couple of months should be very good. And in fact, we should be much above the budget that we had done in the beginning of the year. The commodities are showing some signs of stabilizing, and we are happy about that, because what was happening was that every time there was so much lag impact that the recoveries we had to take from the customers, and that was actually stretching us in our finances also. But now it is stabilizing. The semiconductors, the availability is better, but we feel that it will take at least till the end of 23 before I think availability would be in full. That would be because of the new plants which are coming up all over the world, and a new capacity which will be created. And so we are hoping that at least from the year after that there will not be a problem. But the availability is going up and down. In some cases, people are doing a very good job. Some of the customers, they've actually been able to corner a lot of the semiconductors better than the others. But by and large, it is improving. Of course, the geopolitical situation, especially in what happened is happening around Taiwan, that is of concern. And as you all know, that Taiwan produces almost, I think, 60% of the total semiconductors in the world. So that could become a major issue. It is like the oil in the Middle East. I think a lot of security needs to be provided there. That is very important and critical. The Ukraine war, however, carries on, and which is not a good sign. And Europe, with the gas prices and everything going up, we do see some signs of stress which are there. But having said that, the sale of the cars still continues to do well, and our customers are doing pretty well. We have a bit of good news. The investment that we had done for Toyota last year, and also it's still happening in Toyota. The production has started. We have started delivering, and just the other day we were given a message that they wanted almost about 30% capacity enhancement, and we are looking at increasing their capacity without any major investments to be done. It is by improving the efficiencies and also maybe some add-on equipment, but very little. For 30 to 35% increase, the total investment will not be proportional to whatever we had done in the past. It would be just a couple of crores, 1 or 2 crores or 5 crores. That's what we are estimating. Because the building is in place, the power and everything, utilities are in place, the die castings are in place, the machining lines are in place. We are going to improve the efficiency of the machining lines further. But there would be some capacity enhancement required in some of the machines which are bottleneck machines. So we are very happy and excited about the demand for the hybrid vehicles is tremendous. The response has been very good for Toyota, and also Maruti is also is very happy with the response that they're getting from the customers. So it's a very good sign that is happening. So this is towards our electrification. This is going to be a major project. This is a major project for us. The two-wheeler industry still keeps on suffering, and we are hoping that with the monsoons being good, the farm equipment going up, the rural areas would pick up, and we are hoping that the two-wheeler industry actually grows this year. But having said that, we have grown by almost 34% quarter on quarter in the two-wheeler industry in particular. Last year we were 119 crores in the quarter, and this year we are almost 200 crores, 192 crores. So there's a major growth we've done, and that's primarily because taking a larger share of the businesses. So that's how we have grown. And the other thing that has been added is the wheels that we supply. There we've taken a major share also, and so we are happy as far as our growth is concerned. But in case the two-wheeler industry bounces back, this growth will be even higher than whatever we have been able to do so far. We are very happy about the four-wheeler industry. We grew by almost 50% this year over the last quarter. In the car industry, our supplies have increased, and it's all for the newer components and the newer models which are coming up, which are being introduced, which are doing very well, both in Maruti and at Kia. And Kia does a waiting of almost about 12 to 13 months in some of the models components we supply. And for Maruti also there's a waiting in some of the models, new models that have been introduced. Toyota is doing exceedingly well, and so we are very excited to. We think that the the car industry will grow further. The chip shortage, that of course is always an issue, and as that gets eased out, I'm sure this will also go. So your company has also done very well in the commercial vehicles. We've grown by almost about 12% over last year, and in others we've also grown. And in the electric vehicles, we have already crossed 50% of our turnover on electrification, and this will keep on going up. You see quarter on quarter that this number will keep on going up. We have bid for the next version of the electric vehicles, and we are hoping that we'll get a fairly large share of that business also. So things are pretty good, and we are hoping that it will continue like this. Some of the challenges, one is the sea freight, which is a challenge, and getting a refund, getting compensated from our customers, that's a challenge. And the customers do understand. In some cases, they have already got it, and in other cases, we will get it. It's just taking a little longer time. Our results would have been even better if the freights had been paid back to us. Because the freight jump was tremendous from $4,000 has gone to $14,000. So that's the jump in the freights that has happened. And but we will get compensated from our customers. Only it's a matter of time. So recovery would actually take place. Our debt equity ratio is 0.5. It's better than less than 0.5. And the capex that we intend doing would be our depreciation. Normally we match the depreciation. Our depreciation in the group would be about 90 crores, but our capex will be in the region of about 50 plus 5 crores. So that's what we are targeting. That includes the maintenance capital and capex and everything else. So we will keep it under. Our target is to keep it under 50 crores, and because by and large most of the things are in place. But this would mainly be on the equipment that is required as balancing equipment in some of the places, and some replacement equipment that might be required. So this is in a nutshell what your company is doing. Our EBITDA the percentage-wise, we are about the same as the last quarter, and but we will be in the double digits in this current quarter, and our target is to be between 12 to 13% as far as the EBITDA is concerned, which we are very confident of achieving. We have plans in place to do that. That's it from my side, and I think we can open it for questions and answers.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Anyone who has a question at this time may press star and 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. We have the first question from the line of Rishikesh from Robo Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. So my first question is that you mentioned about...
Rishikesh from Robo Capital, please go ahead with the question.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Sure. So my first question is, you mentioned about double-digit EBITDA margin is in Q2 itself, right?
This year we will cross double digit, and we might be able to get it in the second quarter also. That's we are all working on that.
Okay, but you mentioned 12 to 13%, if I'm not wrong.
No, I said we will be in double digit, and this year definitely, but our target is to achieve 12 to 13%.
Okay, so early...
Which we are confident of achieving it, if not this year, certainly next year.
Okay, but sir, earlier we used to guide you on to 10%. So on what basis exactly are we upgrading our guidance?
This is based on whatever exercises we are doing in our plants, and if you look at the turnover going up, it's without any major investments which are taking place. So it's obviously better utilization of equipment, etc., and also improving the efficiency levels and in all the plants. And so everybody is working on it. And if you look at the individual cost, our labor cost has come down. Our power cost, despite the oil prices going up, we've been able to save and maintain our power cost also, oil and gas cost. This is despite the fact that the gas cost has gone up by almost 20-30%, and we've been able to maintain it by efficiencies and by better utilization of our equipment. And by and large, it is better utilization and more turnover from the same equipment that we have, that we will do the savings and utilizing the same manpower.
Okay, so basically we are saying this year we might touch double-digit number, and next year can be 12 to 13%. With Q2 or Q3, maybe we can touch that double-digit, correct?
That's a possibility. Double-digit we will touch, and the 12-13% we are talking of next year certainly, and but better this year.
Okay, sir. And what would be our...
You will see a change.
Okay. And so what would be our revenue guidance for this year?
Like last time we mentioned, we'll be around 2,400 crores, which would be a growth of almost 25-26% in the group.
Okay. And so what would be our debt outlook?
Almost the same. Debt equity ratio will be around 0.6%.
So debt equity ratio would be 0.5, 0.6, and we will maintain the loans. We will By and large, we are not taking any more loans. The working capital requirement actually goes up as our exports go up. And our exports have gone up by almost about 100 crores. From this year would be about 100 crores more than the previous year. And our exports payments, you must realize, we get the pay. It's a 30-day. It is 10 days to the port, and another for Europe it is almost about 30 to 40 days for shipment, and for US, including the waiting, it is taking us almost 8 to 10 weeks to 12 weeks to get our goods into the dock, and we maintain 30-day stock at our warehouses there. And after delivery to the customers, it takes us 30 days to get paid. So it's a cycle of almost 120 days. So as exports go up, our requirement for working capital for exports goes up. Otherwise, by and large, we will be in the same bracket.
Okay, sir. And also, I don't know if I heard it correctly or not. In your opening remarks, you said that 50% of your revenue is towards electric vehicle segment.
No. It is 15%. We've already crossed 15%, 15. And we are heading, and every quarter there's a change that is happening, and you'll see this percentage going up quarter on quarter.
Okay. Thank you very much,
But
sir.
our target is to touch 40% in the coming years.
Coming as in FY23 or FY24?
23, 24.
Okay.
And maybe 25 also, because some of the orders have been released now for deliveries in the year 24, 25. So that is important.
Okay, so around that timeline we can do 40% of EV contribution.
Yeah, but I hope the IC engine also keeps on growing, and we grow faster even in the current businesses. We are hoping for that also.
Okay, no problem, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Mukesh Modi from Modern Cap. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
And congratulations for the good results, sir. I've got a couple of questions. I think many of them asked by previous question, but some which are left are, sir, in this quarter, what will be the breakup for export and domestic? Hello?
Just a minute. We will give you the figure. Water ka chahiye. Just a minute. I have the figures for this year. We are growing almost 25%, 30% in the export. But it's water ka chahiye. It's about 127 crores. 129 crores and
129 crore export.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And sir, it seems mostly the rise has come from the volume. Is there any price contribution also in this growth?
Both. It is volume as well as the price, and also new components which have gone.
Okay, so value price will be around how much, sir? If you can give, if it is possible.
Value? What do you want?
I mean the breakup of volume and value.
What is the volume increase? What is the? I would like to hazard a guess, but there has been a change. But we can share the figures later on, surely.
Fine. It's okay.
The commodity price increases is one part which we get quarter on quarter.
Okay.
Okay, 1 minute. I'll give you an approximate idea. For the prices, it is almost about 10% increase, and for volume, it is about 90% increase.
19.
But we'll work out the exact details and share it with you. And earlier, the price increase, because the variation in the commodity prices was tremendous, that used to be much higher. But now, as the commodity prices are easing off, that is also stabilizing. But having said that, The freights is one thing that is going to impact because the freight costs have gone up tremendously, and we are seeking compensation for those freights. And also the energy costs for exports, we are also seeking compensation for that as well. But there has been an increase in volume and also new customers which have been added, and where the volumes are also going up.
Okay, so got it. Okay. And so last time you said the airlifting you have to receive around 30 to 40 crores. Still it is pending. Any of them has come in this quarter?
Yeah, they are adjusting part of it in the pricing itself, and then part of it is coming. We've got 5-7 crores in that additional, but more is coming, and I think August, September we should get most of it. But some of it will also get adjusted in the prices over the year.
Okay, अच्छा fine. August, September maximum will get, huh?
August, September maximum, बाकी balance जो होगा वो सारा price में adjust होगा.
Okay, I got it. ठीक है sir.
That will be over and above the increases that we've asked for energy costs and for the freight costs.
Freight costs.
Yeah.
Okay, got it, sir. And sir, you said about this Toyota plant which has started. So I mean, can you just give a ballpark? I mean, what contribution it can give for this quarter and the year as a whole from Toyota plant, our Chennai plant?
Any details with you? Break up.
Just approximate, so that we can get the idea how much contribution.
This year we are expecting a turnover about, I think, over 100 crores from Toyota project. It's about 120 crores if I remember. And with the volume further going up by 30-35%, that is going to further enhance it. And but the exact numbers I don't have in front of me, but we can share those numbers with you.
Okay, fine. And another point.
But here I would like to add another thing that the Toyota thing was about 120 crores a year. That is the peak turnover, and that will go up by 30-35% based on the new volumes that are coming up. But that enhanced volume will start from next year onwards. And then we also have received further orders for Toyota through their subsidiary, which is also about 50 crores. That order come, and that should start in production in, I think, 24 and 25 end. And so that would be an add-on to. We have not taken that is not part of this figure that I'm telling you. And besides that, these Toyota figures I'm giving you are primarily only the Toyota figures from Chennai. For the new project, we are doing investment. This does not include what we supply from North India to Toyota. Those are additional amounts.
Those are additional. So 120 crore in a year, that means we'll have around asset turn of around 1 to 1, right? We have invested around 120 crore.
Yeah, this will go up to around, it will go to about 100, another 30% will be added with minimal investment. So we'll go to about almost about it will be around 1:1.
Okay, got it. And lastly, about this Rico, Genfi and Flutronics. So you have guided for 319 for Genfi and 130 for Flutronics. So ये calculate अपन करते हैं, then the 2400 which you are giving seems to be quite conservative, sir. I think my calculations were around 2700 plus.
We hope to go to 3,000, but we rather be conservative and cross that rather than give you a larger figure and अगले साल आप बोलोगे देखो ये आपने बोला था. So we are giving a conservative figure. And 130, they are from 60 they're going to 130, almost doubling in Rico RFL. And in Genfi, they are also going up from I think 150 to almost 40.
It's a very good deal. Yes.
Yeah. And mind you, this is all two-wheelers. We are snatching the business from others, from China and other places.
Sir, here we are.
In Rico Genfi it is two-wheelers, but RFL is all Maruti, and they all for cars, for passenger vehicles.
And one more, sir, the other expense this year, in spite of such a big rise in the, the sale, the other expense is reduced. Is there any forex gain we have calculated here?
You're talking yearly figure or quarterly? आप quarterly की बात कर रहे हो कि yearly?
Yeah, quarterly. I am talking about Q on Q basis and even YOY. Both. YOY basis is from 39 crore, we have come to 38 crore.
Yes. So quarter on quarter, there is an increase because of...
quarter on quarter is an increase.
Yes. Freight karke. Yes.
Okay.
That is the freight which has not been compensated by the customer so far.
Achha.
And year on year, it is because of the savings we have made in packing and air freight also. So
the other expenses have increased.
Last year, every call we were talking about the air freights and some other issues we had with the customers. Those are behind us and those are not coming into the figures now.
Got it, sir. Got it. So this working capital you have been talking about, there is an increase in working capital requirement. So I just want to know, interest, finance cost which we are calculating, is it going to remain stagnant or it will be continuously rising, quarter on quarter basis? What is your expectation, sir, about this finance cost?
See, now if the RBI, I hope they stop increasing the interest rate, because जिस दिन वो बढ़ाते हैं तो अगले दिन ही बैंक का फोन आ जाता है कि 0.5 हम भी बढ़ा रहे हैं. So that hopefully that should stop now, and because that has a direct impact on whatever borrowings we have from the bank, and we are hoping that अगले quarter से वो he tapers it off, at least he brings it down to 0.25 and then gradually stops doing it. And so that has a direct impact on them.
Yeah, because that is eating away the major portion of our profit like.
Yeah, but the borrowings हमारे ज़्यादा नहीं बढ़ेंगे. So we are going to our mandate is to be in the limits that are already been there.
Okay. I think that's it from my side. Anyway, thank you very much, sir, and wish you all the best.
Thanks.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Deepak Poddar from Sapphire Capital. Please go ahead. Mr. Deepak Poddar, we cannot hear you. Please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, now you are.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much, sir, for the opportunity. So first off, I wanted to understand the tax rate. How do we see the tax rate this year, then next year?
In case of tax, as of now, we are under MAT, we are paying, so it comes around 18%.
Okay. But on PNL, it is currently 40% plus, right?
No, there is some deferred tax adjustment would be there. So that's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that will continue, right? So on a reported basis, 40% plus tax rate would be fair to assume.
No, it will remain. See, on an average, it comes to around 23% in our case. But we have been under MAT because some accumulated losses were there. And after merger, also we will get some benefit on that account of accumulated losses from subsidiaries. So it will be around 18-19% only.
Because FY22 it was about 37%, right?
I'll have to check that again. Some deferred tax adjustment would have been there. So, but we'll come back to you on exact reason for that.
Okay, fair enough. And I understand. And my second question is on your margins. Now, when we say double-digit margins, you are expecting this double-digit margin for entire FY23. That's what you are kind of indicating.
Yes, that is what
we are at 9.8, approximately 9.8, 9.9, and hopefully 10. So we'll definitely cross over and 10, and hopefully by the end of the year we should be around 11, 11.5, and that's what we are and if not more.
Okay.
Unless there are some surprises which come on the way, like there's another war which starts off, I think we are in line, and this year itself we might be able to cross 12%. That's
By fourth quarter maybe, yeah?
Yeah.
So, but this outlook includes your other income, right?
Yes. So percentage is calculated after in denominator also other income is included, and in numerator also.
Okay, fair enough. I understood. Yep, that's it from my side, sir. Thank you very much. All the very best.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, if you have a question, you may press star and 1 at this time. We have the next question from the line of Ankur Agarwal from RC Wealth Solutions. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
सर जैसे आप प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं 2400 करोड़ का टर्नओवर बाय 23, कोई ऐसा प्रोजेक्शन है 25 तक कितने टर्नओवर पे जाना है कंपनी को?
क्या कम अगेन?
2025 तक क्या टर्नओवर प्रोजेक्ट करते हैं, कहाँ तक जाने का मतलब वो है?
वैसे तो we have all the order books in hand, and we have all the data, but that I don't have the calculation in front of me, but we should be growing by over 15 to 20% year on year. That's what our target is. But 15%.
20% year on year. Okay.
15 to 20%.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Hitain from Joindre Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah. So I'm new to this company, so I may ask some basic questions regarding our company. So my first question is on the Toyota Chennai expansion that we are doing. So can you throw some light what is the capex there, and by how much our capacity is going up, and what kind of products we will be manufacturing there, etc. You are not audible, sir. Hello.
The project cost was 135 crores, and we are within that. And there have been slight delays on delivery of machinery, primarily because of electronics not available to the supplier of the machine. And number two, also the robots, etc., which were getting delayed by the customer. But we were supposed to spend this money last year, but it got split up between last year and this year. And by the end of the year, जाके पूरा ये खर्चा होगा. And the turnover now with the enhanced order that we are expecting will be around 150 crores. That's what 140 to 150 crores. That's what we estimate on the Toyota project. This includes the land, building, and the utilities, etc. Land was already there. The building had to be constructed, and all the equipment had to be bought. So this includes all that. And I was there yesterday in Chennai plant, and it's come out very well, and the production has started. We had the top Toyota team visit us yesterday, and they also came to check what the status was. So that's what is happening with the Toyota. And this is all for electrification project, mainly for hybrid vehicles. And we have also secured an order from again Toyota through the subsidiary. That is for e-transmission, and that would be used both for hybrid as well as the electric vehicles.
Okay. So this construction of this plant is already completed, right?
Not fully completed. The building is fully ready. बाकी utilities वगैरह भी वहाँ लग गई हैं सारी, and अभी भी थोड़ी बहुत building बन रही है. And there are some machines. One is to be shipped today from Italy. The second one would be shipped somewhere in December from Italy. And I think by and large those two die casting machines are left. And बाकी there would be some things like furnaces, etc., which would require. But the machining lines are almost all there. I don't think there's major addition in the machining lines. It's mainly the die casting machines which will come in by September end, and by January end तक यहाँ पहुँचेंगे और install होंगे. And till then, what we are doing is we are actually utilizing a capacity in the Bawal plant and other plants and supporting the Toyota project, so that because they are going full blast, there's a tremendous demand for the hybrid vehicles that they are getting.
तो सर ये जो प्लांट है ये एक्चुअली व्हेन विल दिस बी स्टार्टिंग कंट्रीब्यूटिंग टू द रेवेन्यू नेक्स्ट ईयर सेकंड हाफ?
We have already started delivering. We've been delivering for the last 3 months or 4 months.
Okay.
And but धीरे-धीरे ramp up हो रहा है, but I think from next month onwards, it is almost to full capacity we are supposed to supply to their demand.
ओके सो यू आर टेलिंग कि 135 करोड़ का खर्चा हो गया है और रेवेन्यू आना स्टार्ट हो गया है ये प्लांट से, राइट?
135 का खर्चा नहीं हुआ, उसमें से हमारे 2 डाई कास्टिंग मेजर मशीनें जो हैं दो itself is about 35 करोड़, वो अभी they are in transit. One is in transit and one is being shipped today actually, and it'll take about a month and a half to come and another month to start. And the second machine would leave somewhere in December, which will by end January, beginning by February we'll have it in production.
ओके सर, तो अब तक कितना का खर्चा हो चुका है सर?
Those machines we are utilizing capacities in our other plants.
ओके सर, तो कितना खर्चा बाकी है अभी आउट ऑफ 135?
मतलब 35 का तो है, 35 का तो 2 मशीनों का मुझे मालूम है.
ओके
40 इतना ही होगा. 40.
Okay. And so next question is on capacity utilization. What was the capacity utilization this quarter and last quarter? And you gave the export numbers of 130 crores in Q1 FY23. What was it in last quarter and last year, sir?
Last year it was 98.
Last quarter. 98 crores.
Q1 FY22.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So now, as far as utilization capacity is concerned, we make about our specialized components are like for two-wheelers, we make the complete clutch assembly. And if you look at, then we also make the aluminum wheel, where at the moment we are running at about 70%, 70% capacity utilization. And with the orders coming in, I think from next month onwards, we are going to be close to 85-90% utilization in the aluminum wheel as far as wheel is concerned. And then further we are improving efficiencies, so there would be a certain capacity that we would be able to increase without any investments in those plants. In the clutch, which is a major component we supply to two-wheelers, there it is, we are supplying about 45 to 50% of Hero's requirement, and we intend going up to almost 65-70% of their requirement. And we are also developing clutches for the other two-wheeler companies. So those are comparatively where less investments are required and the capacity can be enhanced immediately. But now if you look at the other components we supply to BMWs and Volkswagen and to PSA and all these companies, we supply almost 400 different types of components, which range from the engine blocks, which is the main heart of the total vehicle. We supply to Kia, we supply to Renault and Nissan, we supply to Tata for the commercial vehicles. And these are aluminum blocks, and we are the largest producer of the aluminum blocks. There we keep on, the capacity goes up and down as depending on the customer requirement, but there we are at about 80% utilization at the moment. Then there are other components where we have ups and downs, like the two-wheeler industry in general is not doing too well. So some of the two-wheeler equipment is not running at full capacity. They're running at about, I would say, 40% or 50% capacity. And if you look at the commercial vehicles, they are doing well. There we are running at about 80% capacity. Passenger vehicles, some of the models we are running full capacity and also increasing capacities. And in some models, the older models, they are dying, and so obviously the capacities are being vacated there. And as the capacities get vacated, we transfer those equipment to the newer components which come in. So it's a very complicated, it's not a single product item that we have so that we can define the capacity utilization. We have 400 to 450 different types of components, absolutely different types of components.
Okay, okay. Sir, as our exports are growing like 100 crores to 130 crores this year in this quarter, so are we seeing any order cancellation or delay due to macro issues in Russia, Europe, etc.? Or the demand is intact very well?
No. In fact, our export requirement is going up even more, and we are getting more orders for exports both to the US as well as Europe. And because in Europe we are supplying mainly a lot to the electric vehicle components, and uske liye because of subsidies they are all producing a lot, and the demand is good. There is no cancellation at all.
Okay, okay. And sir, are there any margin difference between domestic and export business?
Well, the margins जो है ना, the weakest margins are in the two-wheeler industry because the competition is tremendous there, and because that vehicle is also not very compared to they call it the poor man's vehicle, and the next the competition comes in from large producers of components like Maruti Suzuki. Maruti Suzuki is a very competitive buyer, and but as we go towards the higher end models, the margins start improving, and as we start exporting to luxury vehicles, the margins get even better. So it depends on where we are exporting and what we are selling to. The margins vary accordingly.
Okay, okay, okay. And sir, my last and final question is again on the margins. You mentioned that we are going to do around 11.5% of margin this year, gradually increasing from next quarter itself. So this will be coming from operating leverages, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Because I'm asking this question because of material cost, when you compare in terms of sales, is gradually going up from 56% to 61% in this quarter when you compare it for last 4 quarters. So just wanted to understand, are we easily able to pass the commodity price to the customer as commodity prices are coming down?
See, the commodity prices are passed through, and there's a lag. In some cases it takes 6 months to pass it on. In some cases, most of the cases, it is 3 months. तो वो जब तक वो रियलाइजेशन नहीं आती तो हमारी जो कवरिंग होती है ना अगले क्वार्टर में जाके होती है, और जब तक वो होता है for the last 2 years the commodity prices have been going up year on year, quarter on quarter, and every quarter the lag keeps on growing, and the compensation comes in much later. And fortunately they are stabilizing now, and hopefully we will start making money on that front also.
Okay, okay. तो सर हम लोग नेक्स्ट क्वार्टर से ही 10% EBITDA मार्जिन कर सकते हैं क्या, assuming commodity prices is coming down?
चाहते हैं जी, देखो लगे हुए हैं जी 10% तक करेंगे सर.
Okay, okay. I'll come back in the queue, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Ankur Agarwal from RC Wealth Solutions Private Limited. Please go ahead.
सर हमारा सेल का कितना एक्सपोजर टू व्हीलर इंडस्ट्री से आता है और कितना दूसरी इंडस्ट्री से आता है?
टू व्हीलर का हमारा इज अबाउट 32%, 32-33% होता है, एंड बाकी जो कार्स हैं दैट इज अबाउट 48-49%, and commercial vehicles is about 11% of our total sales, and others about 7-8%. Yeah.
Okay. तो ये टू व्हीलर इंडस्ट्री से 32% आता है, ये आईसी इंजन पर ही बेस रहता है, इसमें कुछ ईवी की तरफ भी आप शिफ्ट हो रहे हैं?
अभी तक तो हम वी आर मेनली टुवर्ड्स द आईसी इंजन, बट ईवी के अंदर भी स्टार्टेड सप्लाइंग द व्हील्स, वो शुरू अभी हुआ है, तो धीरे धीरे उसमें भी एंटर करेंगे. अभी वी वुड लाइक टू सप्लाई मोर टू द ईवी, but at the moment the volume is pretty low, and पीछे acceptability was, there was a lot of excitement when Ola and everybody came in, but when the fire started happening, there is a lot of reaction that has taken place in the market. So you found there was a reaction by the customers also, and secondly the facilities for charging etc., it will take some time to mature, and I think we have by then of course we will be deeply entrenched in supplying EV components.
Okay. Okay, that's all for my side, sir.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Utkarsh Somaiya, who is an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity. Can you
Utkarsh, sir, the audio from your line is very low.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, thank you.
Can you please tell me your net debt as of the first quarter?
See, total debt is 475 crores.
And of that, short term is how much?
Short term is 190 crores approximately.
Okay. And for this year, you're expected to do...
Standalone basis, yeah.
Yeah. Long term is 190 crores, you said, right?
Yes. No, long term is 285, around 285.
Okay.
That includes whatever current maturities are there, including that.
Understood. So, and the guidance you gave for this year was 2,400 crores of top line and approximately a 10% EBITDA margin, right?
Yes.
Yes. Can you tell me, of that 240 crore EBITDA that we expect to do, how much is expected to convert into operating cash flow?
As far as depreciation is concerned, that is in the range of 90 crores. So broadly, that we can we are talking of EBITDA, so this is cash only, broadly. And if we say deduct from this whatever we have to repay as loans, so for the balance 9 months we have to pay only 60 crores amount.
Okay, so you'll do 250 plus 90 minus 60. So around 280 crores of cash flow in the current.
No, in 250 depreciation is already there because we are talking of EBITDA. So out of 250, 60 out of 250, 80 plus some interest cost you can include in that. So around 110 crores will go in these things. Balance will remain with us.
Okay, so balance, this is after debt repayment?
Yes, after debt repayment.
Okay, thanks. And so in FY24, what kind of top line do you envisage, given that you're going to get more capacity and this?
Which year you are talking?
24.
FY24.
Yeah, I see. The internal target is more than 15%, but 15 to 20%, that's the growth we are looking at, and that's the based on the orders which are in hand, which the customers have indicated to us. That includes the new programs which we have. Some of them will be launched next year, some of them launched the year after that, and in some cases they'll be launched in 25. The peak will come in 25. So based on that, this is what we estimate, 15 to 20% growth definitely.
And at your peak utilization, what revenues can you do?
Let me add here, if the two-wheeler industry bounces back, the growth will be much more.
Okay. And at your peak utilization, after all your expansions, what revenue can you do?
Therefore, our expansion is a constant thing that will keep on, because balancing equipment and all will keep on adding, but safely we can touch about 3,000 crores.
Okay, you can do 3,000 by FY24 or FY25, one of the two.
Yeah, there'll be some other capacity enhancement that will happen, because we even limit ourselves to 40-50 crores of investment. That does include some equipment which is maintenance as well as some balancing equipment that would help us in improving the productivity of the current lines that we have.
Understood. And so just one last question. I've been looking at in the last 10 years, your return on equity has never exceeded 10 to 11%. So is that expected to change going forward? I mean, do you have growth, but your ROEs are single digit, and in few years they have been 10, 11%.
No, you see with the profitability come, you see a change happening on this in any case, and in fact, it's very zyada hai, and but there would be an improvement, and you see a change.
So in terms of improvement, you mean the margin can increase by maybe 2 to 3%, right? The asset turnover is likely to remain the same, right?
This quarter it is 7.3 actually, 7.3%.
So ROEs will increase to the extent of margin expansion. Is that something? Okay, so still you shouldn't be crossing 12% if I'm wrong.
Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Therefore, the target to add that the cost of money, we should cross that in any case, and we should actually cross 20%, and we are heading towards that. With the new components which are coming in, there we have better margins than the older components.
Okay, sir. Thank you and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is on the line of Ankur Agarwal from RC Wealth Solutions Private Limited. Please go ahead.
सर जो 32% वॉल्यूम आपका टू व्हीलर से आता है उसमें कितना वॉल्यूम ऐसा है जो ईवी में कन्वर्ट हो सकता है जैसे व्हील्स वगैरह और कितना इंजन पार्ट से आता है?
Come again, I didn't understand the question, please.
जो आप कह रहे हो 32% वॉल्यूम हमारा टू व्हीलर से आता है उसमें से कितना वॉल्यूम ऐसा है जो कि ईवी में भी कन्वर्ट हो सकता है और जो इंजन पार्ट्स हैं या अलग अदर पार्ट्स हैं जो ईवी में नहीं कन्वर्ट हो सकते वो कितना वॉल्यूम होगा?
ऐसा है जो इसमें जो व्हील है वो तो चलो इट्स कॉमन बिटवीन इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स एंड आईसी इंजन, वो तो कॉमन है. जो ब्रेकिंग सिस्टम है दैट इज कॉमन बिटवीन दैट एंड दैट. सो लाइक ऑफ कोर्स हर एक का डिजाइन अलग होता है. इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल का डिजाइन इज सेपरेट, बट वी आर मेकिंग चैसी कंपोनेंट्स एंड ब्रेकिंग सिस्टम्स एक्सेट्रा, एंड वो तो आपके रह जाएंगे. जो आईसी इंजन है, वी मेक अ लॉट ऑफ आईसी इंजन ऑल्सो. अभी तो आई थिंक दिस परसेंटेज इज गोइंग टू रिमेन. Reason being that we are hoping that we think at least that the two-wheeler industry has hit the lowest, and इसके बाद improvement ही होगी, better ही होगा, and we are hoping that this quarter also because of the season and better monsoons we'll see better results. So this percentage will remain. But जो IC engine का components हैं, the engine will remain for another 20 years definitely, and parallelly so whatever opportunity we are getting for making the some of the transmission components, some of the electric, the motor components, that we will continue aggressively follow up.
Okay. That's okay from my side.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, if you have a question at this time, please press star and 1 on your phone. As no further questions from the participants, I now hand the conference over to the management for their closing comments.
Well, thank you so much, and we do find a lot of interest in the electric vehicles, and your company is also focusing a lot on electrification and electric vehicles, and in fact most of the quotes and most of the negotiations that are going on with our customers is on electric vehicle components, and we are all excited about it. But it's mainly for export. In the domestic market, unfortunately, the growth in the is slower than as what is happening in Europe and other places. So the opportunity is obviously less. But we have our ears and eyes open, and we are always there to negotiate with our customers for the electrification and electric vehicle components. Our priority is that, and that's what we are actually following up. And having said that, the growth is taking place, and the passenger vehicles and commercial vehicles have bounced back very aggressively. And this year, hopefully, we should cross 3.6 million total passenger vehicle sale, and the commercial vehicle sale also there should be some record. Two-wheeler industry, we are hoping that it bounces back, and because it has probably reached the lowest ebb, and that bounces back, our turnover goes up even more than 2,400 crores, and we are hoping that that would also happen. We are invested in all the projects which were lined up, and some of the new projects which have come up. We have another addition of so there's another about almost this quarter we added about 106 crores of new orders, and in some cases they come up this year itself, and some starts next year, and in some cases starts a year after that. So those we are picking up, and we are also negotiating very aggressively on. I think more than 50% is electric vehicle components in the Musashi, and that we all electric. And so we are on it, And we feel that on quarter to quarter you see the results improving, both in the EBITDA and also in the bottom line. And you see the better improvement and the utilization of capacities which we have installed. And in the case of Toyota, we had to install the capacity almost 1 year in advance. And we did about, I think, 80% of the capacity 1 year in advance, 70% of the capacity. Balance, of course, is yet being installed. And but the utilization of the rest of the plant is actually happening a little better. So there's a lot of excitement that is on. And let's hope China and Taiwan don't do anything which harms the world. And otherwise, I think India should do very well, and your company will also do very well. Thank you so much for today's meeting.
Thank you very much, members of the management. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Rico Auto Industries, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect.